Hi everyone. Good evening everyone. Welcome to class. So we're gonna be doing so let me just show you how I look like. Say a big welcome. Today we're gonna be looking at guides to content creation and management, right? And we're gonna be praying a bit before we start, right? Okay, so in between the recordings, I noticed that it had no audio. So I had to take the recordings all over again. Okay, so we're gonna be looking at guide to content creation and management, as earlier mentioned, and I'm just gonna do a brief introduction about myself. I hail from Osun State. I'm a graduate from Bowen University, where I studied biochemistry with a growing love for technology. In 2016, I was called to raise children for the Lord, and that led to the creation of the Charity Foundation, Begotten Ones Charity Foundation, which has imparted over 1,000 children and teenagers in morals and skills. You can always check us out at Begotten Ones on IG. So I'm also an author in a book called Cosmetology DIY, blending my biochemistry expertise with practical training for empowerment courses. Passionate about social causes, I am a digital inclusion specialist certified in website design, data analysis, and UI UX, leveraging technology for social good. Outside of work, I enjoy spending time with my husband and in the house of God. Like I earlier mentioned, yesterday I was out in the house of my father. Okay, so um, let's get to this. Remember, make sure you pray for understanding before you continue listening. This is a class. This is not a YouTube video. Do it on YouTube. It's just a platform to enable you watch the preview of the class from yesterday. Okay, so let's go on. So we prayed in the class already. That's why I'm stressing that you should pray for understanding as you continue. So let's move on. The objective of this course is as follows: to help you understand the basic type of content that we have and their benefits, to help you learn how to create various content types effectively, to help you develop a content calendar to plan and organize your content strategy, to help you apply SEO best practices to enhance your content visibility and implement content creation assignment to practice your skills. So I'm just going to be giving you two major assignments. I'm going to start with the challenge later, but you're going to start off with one of the assignments from this particular class. My friend, your other instructor, give you an assignment, so you're going to be submitting that and this, which I would show you later on. So let's move on. This is the outline. So we're going to start with introduction to content types and as follows. So let's get started. So yesterday during the class, somebody defined as Miss Mary defined content as a material that is useful to an audience, if I got that right, which is not far-fetched from the truth. It's basically a material, meaning that it's either written in audio format, an ebook format, um, paper format, something to engage an audience. So we're going to look at the various content types we have, because we have various types of content. So creating diverse types of content can actually help us reach a broader audience and keep your existing audience engaged. That's why we have different content types, so that the ones that don't like to read can listen, and the ones that don't like to listen can watch a video, and so on and so forth. Or probably see a picture. There's a way you can put content into an image, right? Okay, with that said, let's move on. So these are the types of content we have. We have blogging, video, podcast, infographics, interactive content, question and answers, and quizzes. So I'm just going to be explaining a few of this. Blogging is just the act of putting your content probably on a website, right? So the website is basically for content. If you notice when you have a website, you notice 90% of every website has a blog section. But there's another type of website which is primarily for content, solely for content. It doesn't necessarily allow for homepage, to contact us. Those can be in between your post, right? But basically, they are websites that are only content structured. There's nothing like about us and the likes. And let's just sorry, let's just see one example here. Let's see one example here. So I'm gonna go over to the EKG. Let's see what I see. This is a blog. So there's actually nothing like about us and the likes. Then we have Bella Ninja. I'm just giving you the popular ones so we can flow. You see? So she has a social handle, and the only way people can basically want to know more about you on your blog is primarily maybe visiting your channels. I think she talks more about lifestyle, style, relationship, and the like. I love our website actually, it's very clean. So this is what I'm pointing out. This is a blog website. But my website, for example, which is this, isn't a blog website. This is a corporate website. As you can see, right, this is a corporate website embedded. Sorry, I have a pop-up on it. Embedded with a blog. So this is the blog session on my website. So let's wait for that to open. So this is my website blog session. So if I want to read any content or anyone wants to read any content, for example, this, I just click on content and it will open up for them like this. As you can see, basically that's the difference between a blog website and every other type of website. So let's move on. The next one is videos. Videos are engaging visual content that can be instructional, entertaining, or promotional. Infographics are visual representation of data and information. Podcasts are audio content covering interviews, discussion, or stories. You being a content writer, it doesn't streamline you to writing alone. You can actually make videos about your content, right? So we're going to get to that as we continue. Then we have interactive content, question and answers, and quizzes. Now that every app has advanced, now WhatsApp has a poll, Instagram has a poll to raise questions when you put out a content, maybe in form of a video or an image, right? And we have ebooks too, where you can convert your content into books. We're gonna have a session on that on the 28th by 8 p.m. So get ready. Then we have social media content and we have email content. Social media content is basically the art of putting your content onto the social media platform. So lastly, we have email content. That's the art of writing, ad copy, email copywriting, and the likes. There is this fact I want us to know. Most often than not, content writers can also fill up for the space of a social media manager. This happens mostly because of budget constraints for smaller businesses. Yes, sometimes I don't know if you've seen job adverts looking for content writers, and they tell you that the person will also be posting on their social media handles. This can be very tasky, right? Can be very taxing, and most people actually do that because of budget constraints. My sister shared with me a content writing job. I also mentioned this in the class yesterday. My sister shared with me this content writing job in it's a remote job offering to pay I think $300 thereabout per month to write content and be their social media manager. The job title simply said content writer. And the description said that the person will be writing content for their social media platforms, I think websites. It mentioned a lot of things, and it looked like, oh, it was just a long list of things. But then when you use platforms, freelancing platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, there are a lot of them. When you use those kind of platforms, you get to write probably 1,000 words or a few words, and you get paid $200, $300. Imagine writing a product description, like a product description, and you get paid $200 for that. Isn't that lovely? So that's to tell you that you being in this class will actually still help you to fill up as a social media manager irrespective, right? But the goal is to help you upgrade with your writing skill and show you platforms, guide you on how to use that skill to make money remotely, internationally, right? So let's move on. Okay, so I want to show you some examples of the kind of jobs that I'm talking about, so you know that this is not for capping. This is really, really real. This is Upwork. This is my profile on Upwork. As you can see, Upwork talent, right? Now I'm going to check now for content writing jobs. Content writing jobs. I'm going to just type that afresh. Content writing, and you can see a lot of categories of content writing jobs. There's the SEO, there's the blog writing, but let's just start with the very basics. Content writing, content writing wizard. See the amount the person is going to pay for 30 hours per week, between 5 to $15, and it does not even need someone that is advanced, just an intermediate person. This one has to do with SEO too, but at least even if you are pitching for $5 as a beginner in the field and you pitch well, please multiply $5 times 30 hours. Let's say you even know how to write your pitch well. That's why this class is for you. You can pitch for this $15 that this person is mentioning and get the job. Content collation specialist. So this person is just to gather content from the internet and compile it into Word documents. Please, is this a job? $250. You can do that within a period of time and you get your money. You can see the jobs as I'm scrolling through. This was posted 10 seconds ago. This was posted 3 minutes ago. Okay, this is live. Oh, see the time. Okay, this is the date here, 22nd of July. Can see it. Even if you are seeing this today, in a month's time or years to come, the most important thing is this opportunity can never be exhausted. The internet is wide enough to take everyone. If I refresh this page now, you will see that somebody has posted something like 3 seconds, 2 seconds ago. And that's how it will still keep on coming. The demand is so high and people are needed to fill up this space. So if it's possible, get a dedicated book for this class alone, so that everything jotable, everything you need to know, the step by step, you have them written down. We're going to have a class on how to go around creating a freelance account like this, so you don't have to worry. So just make sure you take the most of this class for the period it's going to last for. So let's continue with our current lesson. Remember this, before writing any content at all, choosing a niche is important because it helps you focus on topics you're knowledgeable about, making your content more relevant and appealing to a specific audience. Choosing a niche is very important. Starting off, you might want to jump into a lot of niches, right? You might want to write a lot of things maybe because you're trying to figure out what to do. But as you go on, please choose a niche. And if you're here right now and you don't have a niche, we're going to help you pick one. Yes, this class will help you pick one. Before the end of this video, you would find your own niche. One of our students was able to find our niche yesterday. So we're able to find the educational niche for her. And further niching down into the how-tos, the DIYs and the likes. So let's go on. What is a niche? To further expatiate on what a niche is, I'll just give you this. A niche is a specific topic or area you focus on to attract a particular group of people. Let me give you my own example. I basically write content for non-profits, niching down to non-profit and tech. Someone else can write content on non-profit and niche down to grants. Someone else can write content on non-profit and niche down to probably management. So you see, I am niching down to tech for non-profit. So that's how you basically find your niche, picking a particular area of focus in a larger space, in a broader sector. Right. Hope you are following. These are further examples to help you. Fitness for seniors. Fitness can actually be done by anyone as long as you're probably an adult. It can be done by teenagers, it can be done by youths, it can be done by adults. So this particular example is focused for seniors, which are older adults, elders, basically, elders, old people. So you see how that niching down was done. Then we have another one, tech reviews for gamers. We have another one, DIY home improvements. We're going to talk broadly on DIYs because that is the go-to kind of content. If you want to rank your content high, especially if you're building a blog website, DIYs will be your go-tos, the how-tos especially. We have organic skincare, we have tech innovation in education, and so on. So moving on, what are keywords and how does it relate to content writing? Keywords are specific words or phrases that people type into search engines when looking for information. In content writing, using the right keyword helps your content show up in search engines and reach the right audience. Yesterday, while we were in class, I mentioned that I have about 50 something comments on my website, and I want to show you just that. You can see right now that it's 59. And those comments actually came about because some people were looking for some things using keywords on their search engine and landed on my website. So that's how important keywords are. So example of keywords are healthy smoothie recipe, DIY home decor, beginners guitar lesson. It's not that they are coming on their search engines and they are typing healthy smoothie recipes. No, they can type how to make an healthy smoothie recipe or list of healthy smoothie recipes. As long as those keywords, those keywords are in your content will come up. Especially, so let me give you another example. Let's say you write a content and the topic is DIY home decor ideas for your next home. That's a topic. If somebody comes online and search for how to get DIY home decor ideas or website to get home decor DIY home decor ideas, your content will come out on those searches because you have that keyword in your topic. And most especially when you have keywords like that in your topic, you must also have them in your content too. Like if you are writing on these healthy smoothie recipes now and you want to start a content, at least in the first paragraph of your content, you should have the keyword there, right? So let's move on. Before we go deeper, let's now focus on those without a niche. One thing you should know is that everyone can actually find their niche. Yes. And the best way to find your niche is by writing it down. If you look at this place, I have finding your niche 01, 02, 03. Do you have a content niche? If yes, what is a niche to you and what is your niche? If no, what's stopping you from finding your niche? Over here, I have what do you find interesting? Write down 20 of them. Now we've left the people that have niches. They've sorted themselves out. You already know what a niche is. I don't have to ask you again, right? But you can also ask yourself what a niche is to you, just to be sure you're following. If you're not getting it right, you could just go back to that point where I was explaining what a niche is, and I'm sure you would understand the whole concept. So if you don't have a niche, I want you to write down those things you find interesting. For example, let me for example, let me open. Wow, I have a lot of mails that I've not responded to from you guys, but I noticed again that some of you are actually not following the platform, like our social handle, and so I won't find you easily if you are not following. So I would appreciate if you just maybe stick to following Instagram alone, so I'll find you easily, because I also noticed that some of your names are different from what you put on the form as your social media handle. With that said, let's continue. So I just wanted to open my sheet here. So if you don't have a niche, get a piece of paper. I'm using the sheet because it will give you a better understanding of what I'm saying. So find a sheet of paper, draw one, two, three. Draw 3 lines horizontally. I want to give this a border look. Yep, like that. I'm not going to be doing so much dramatic things on this. I just want to show you something fast. Write your interest. Make one make the first table your table of interest. Make the second table the view rate like this, or search rate. Make the second table search rate. Make the last table score there. So the next thing you do is write your interest. For example, you love farming, probably fish farming, and let's say solar systems. Yeah, our interest can be that unorganized, right? Then let's say website design, skill acquisition, guess. Yep. So I'm just going to leave it at 4. You can make yours 20. Just write your interest. It doesn't have to be 20 actually. You can make it 5. As long as those are all your interests, just write it. Not that tomorrow you now remember another one. Just write it. Take your time to list them down. So now I'm going to be working with 4 as my examples. Then I'm going to head over to, let me create a new tab. Going to head over to Google Trends like this. Google Trends. Click on this. And you can see explore what Nigeria is searching for right now. But let me check United States for now. Okay, National Ice Cream Day. So I'm going to type in the first one, fish farming, like this, like this. And over here, I can now change it to the whole word, like that. Then here, the past days, probably let's do 7 days, right? So we know how that content is really doing. Then under category, let's leave it at all categories for now. Okay, your search does not have enough data. Let's do 30 days then. Oh, I didn't type in my word fully. Okay, now that I have, let's check for 7 days. You can see all of that. Then let's do web search. Is it YouTube search, Google Shopping, news search, image search? Um, let's leave it at web search. Yeah. So you can navigate in between those searches. You can actually compare over here, but so far so good. You can see that in the past 7 days, this is how the search on fish farming has been doing, and it rose around here with 48 views. And you can see how the search has been by region, like how many people per region was searching for that same content. So what you're going to do is come in. Okay, so I just wanted to extract the data. Right. So we have 8,601 searches on fish farming in the last 7 days. So I'm going to come back to my table and put 8,601. Over here, I'm just going to put in brackets 7 days. So I'll know that the search I was actually doing was for 7 days. Right. So let's go back again for solar system. So I'm going to type in solar system here for solar energy. Anyway, let's go with the one we wrote out. Solar system, right? And we have this feedback. It rises, it falls. So it just tell you how many people are actually searching for things that relate to solar system. Nigeria should be on this list. It will be the last. You see, it's on Nigeria now. 20 searches in the last 7 days. That's what I want to do worldwide. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract this here from here. So I'm going to download this and open it. And this is solar system results. So under this, I have 12,739. So I'm going to put that here also. 12,739. Yeah, like that. The next one is website design. So let's go back. Where is it? Website design. I'm going to stop at this third one for now. So website design. So you already have the feel on how to go about it. I'm going to download here. If you are using your phone, because if you are using your phone, because you can actually use your phone, just make sure you have an app that can view Excel sheets, that can view spreadsheets. You can download WPS on your phone or Google Sheets, right? So this is for website design the last 7 days. Wow, 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 wow. The search is something. That's it's just long. It's just long. That's 8,891. So I'm gonna come back here. 8,891. So from here, you obviously know your answer. So I'm not gonna do. Okay, let's just do it. Wow, and we have this. Let me just see the sheet. That's in the last 7 days. So that's 100, strictly 100. If I increase the days, you see that that will be much more than that. Can see, but overall we have 100 searches worldwide for that. So let's say these are all my interest. If I want to start off, if I rank this now, obviously this is our first position, these are second position, these are third, and these are fourth. So what you would do is go with the one with the highest result, which is this. Let me change that color to yellow. Which is this. You can make your search rate or your search duration. You can make it 30 days to get more feedback. You can make it 30 days. So if you finish your analysis, just do what I've done here, score them. Your number one should be your area of focus, because that's where you're going to get more audience, and more audience means more win. So with that said, you have your niche sorted out, which is in the area of solar system, solar energy, and the likes, and that should be under what sector? So the other thing you can do is, when you find your niche and you want to know the category or the broader space it falls under, you can say I just came to ChatGPT and asked it solar system is under what category, and it gave me this. So it's under science basically. If you're doing solar energy, or say let's say you're doing fish farming, we all know farming is under agriculture. So let's check this out, if ChatGPT is actually giving us the right answer. Can see agriculture. So that's how you niche down, right? That's how you niche down. So find your niche using the strategy I just shared with you. Okay. You can also use answer the public if you don't want to use Google Trends. So let's look at some examples of content we can create for our niche. So let's say I'm focusing on the sports niche and I've found my keyword. Maybe my keyword will be um something on beginner's guide to running. I can have the following topics for blog posts: 5 essential tips for new runners, video scripts, how to choose the right running shoes. You could just read through this. The same thing for tech niche. I can have a keyword that looks like this: beginner's guide to website creation, and distribute that keyword into different content types, like what we have here. So let's move on. So this is your first assignment here on this particular task. So select your niche, pick a relevant keyword in your niche, and choose a topic or interest from your niche. So what you are doing is giving me your niche, the keyword, just what I have here, but it's going to be in line with your niche. So that's basically what you're doing. right? So let's continue. Creating a content calendar. Creating a content calendar is essential for planning and organizing your content strategy. Then how do you basically create your content calendar? We all have Google Calendar on our phone, right? If you don't have, please make sure you have it. What you want to do is you can use an app like Google Calendar. You can open your Google Calendar like this, click on this plus icon. When you click on the plus icon, you see tasks and events. Select events preferably because it will allow you to um give it to tell it to give you prior notification before the event. So let's say I want to write content on how to every Monday. So I'll just put how to's content. I can also put urgent, maybe something like this. So that I'll tell myself this is very important. Yeah. When you're done, then over here, select the day you want to schedule the content for, probably on a Tuesday. Then the period you want to use in uploading the content, probably for 20 minutes or 10. Just leave it at 10. You shouldn't take that long. Once your content is prepared, you shouldn't take that long. So before this, you should have prepared the content, and that's why you need this side. Maybe like one day before, you tell yourself prepare this content for this particular day. Then when you come over here, you can now select, that's where we have the bell, this bell. You can now select possibly um 2 days or a day before, like on a Sunday before Monday, right? That's a day before, one day before. Then you could just do other reminders, maybe like 30 minutes before, as we can see here. Sorry, I skipped one thing. Where we have do not repeat, select the day here so that every you don't have to set it for every day. So every week, every Monday of every week is to keep on notifying you. Then you want to keep this at never, so you want it to be continuous. Then click done. Then if you have description here, maybe you want to maybe you have your content list already. So maybe you want to do week 1, how to create a what bag. Week 2, week 3, just keep on writing it like that. And you can just click on save when you are done. And you'll be sure that the calendar will remind you. So I'm going to discard that. You see, I have a lot of schedules here. A lot of schedules, some for church, some for meetings. This was the one for class to remind me 30 minutes before, an hour before, and the likes. You can see 30 minutes before, 15 minutes before. So I'm showing you what I do on a norm. So it's not what I don't do. I'm showing you what I do and works for me. You know, I earlier said I run an NGO. So we have meetings monthly, and sometimes we need to come together as leaders to talk. I use this for that purpose because my head is not robotic, so I need this to keep me on track. Remember, this is what the Google Calendar looks like. If you don't have it, go over to your store, your Play Store, to download it. So with that said, that's just a practical approach to creating your content calendar. So just follow that step as explained, and let's continue. Okay, benefits of diverse content types. The benefit is so that you would reach different segments of audience. Remember, we talked about people that like to read, people that like to see videos, people that like to listen to podcasts, to content. They like to listen instead of reading. Some like to read instead of listening. Some like to see instead of reading. So that's the benefit of creating the diverse content types. And I think a larger population likes to see instead of reading. I have a friend who likes to read instead of listening to podcasts. So we have different kind of audiences. So that's why you have to create different types of content. I also like to see, right? I like to see instead of reading. I even have an audiobook reader that reads to me. So with that being said, these are our second task. We're going to do that after the first task. So we're going to do this after Wednesday. So don't worry about this for now. This has given you everything you need to, just read through and you understand. That's your second task. Okay, now let's conclude with the tools for content writing. I mentioned Google Trends for discovering trending searches, so it will help you with your niche idea and also your keyword idea, because from that you can also get your keyword idea. Then we have Answer the Public too. It will help you list of questions people are asking about on the internet. We have QBot. It will help you count your words. ChatGPT too does that, but I think QBot does a better job at that. Then we have ChatGPT, which we already know, and we have Grammarly for checking your spellings, punctuation errors, and your English in general. Before we wrap up, I would like to tell you not to always rely on AI, because they are AI detectors, and especially if you're writing for international clients, if an AI is detected in your content, that will be a red flag for you. So make your content as natural as possible. You can make use of ChatGPT and the internet as a whole for research purposes only. When you finish your research, you can now go search for AI detectors like this. QBot also does that. So if I open QBot and paste in my content, it will detect if it is AI written or human written. Okay, let's test out this content that ChatGPT gave us. 80 words minimum. Sorry, it's telling me I have to put in 80 words minimum. So I'll just duplicate everything. And when we check down here, we can see our word count. So that's 141 actually. When you click on analyze, you can see 100% AI generated. Let me see if I can see a content I wrote. So I'm just going to test out this content I wrote myself. Analyze. And you can see human written 100%, 0% AI. So that's why you have to make sure your content is not AI written. Take ideas from AI. Just make sure you put that human feeling into it, because AI will never give you that kind of feeling you expect an human being to give you. With that said, we're going to have a challenge from the 29th. That's because we're having a class on the 28th. So we're going to have this challenge on the 29th. And it's to help you grow your social media handle. So please do this challenge for your own use. For your own use. So it's going to be a 2 weeks challenge. And the goal is to do this, right? You write content that starts with, do you know? Yeah, this is why Here are 5 things you must do. You've been making these mistakes when. So you can also add how to, if you want to put extra content, right? But this is the one I want you to um work with. And how do you do this? You can actually use AI for this, since AI is just giving you the idea, the topic idea, right? So what you do is, I have sent a link for the class. So just open that link and copy this prompt. Copy this prompt. Use use this to create your own content ideas from ChatGPT. Note that these ones I underlined are to be changed. This is how you will use it. I have ChatGPT opened. I'm going to paste that in. Then over here where I have the niche, I'm going to change it to something like let me use another one, sports niche, right? Focusing on health, or focusing on basketball, right? So let me use focusing on health, sport health, then search. And you can see that. So what I told ChatGPT is to write me 3 contents each, starting with this. So the first one it wrote for me is, do you know the secret to peak athletes' performance? Do you know how important mental health is for athletes? Do you know the benefits of cross training for athletes? Yeah, for yeah, we have here the top exercise for building core strength in athletes. We have it like that, and so on and so forth. So let's say I want to change this to basketball and probably had number 6. Let's add how to, or let me start with, this is how to. Do you know the top 10 greatest mountains in NBA history? Here are the best basketball shoes for 2024. Here are 5 things you must do to become a better defender in basketball. This is how to perfect your free throw technique in basketball. So you have that. This is just all you need. The reason why I put it like this is because two persons' focus cannot be the same. Even if you have the same niche, the focus can never be the same. So that's why you have to change your niche, and you have to change what you're focusing on when you get the AI prompt. With that said, I also want to talk about this other prompt. This is a prompt to help you if you're yet to decide on your color, on your brand color, because whether you like it or not, whether you don't want to use social media or not, as long as you're a content writer, you already have a niche you're focusing on. And since you love to write, in the future you want to build a brand about it, whether you like it or not. Is either you want to pass the knowledge on to someone else in the future, or become a content writing organization that offers services to people based on content writing. So for example, for colors, right, I can just put this in. Remember, whatever I underline, just change it. So I'm focusing on the health niche and educational content. So I'm just going to send that in. And there we have the color idea and the meaning and why it's important for us. So just make sure you change what I underlined to your own field. Then I also have an additional content that gives you a lot of how to's content. So if I put this in, Let's say I change it to sports niche. It will give me this. I think because I earlier asked for something around basketball niche, that's why it gave me a lot of this. Let me open a new prompt table. So what I just did was click on this new chat area. And now we can see that the content, the topic is different. How to build endurance for long time distance cycling. This looks good anyways. This actually looks good. So you can always take your ideas from ChatGPT. Let me make this using the sports image and underline this. So you know that you have to always change that. So with that said, we've come to the end of today's class. Remember to do your tasks. See you in the next class.